Everybody, welcome back to Sales is King. My name is Dan Sixsmith. Glad to be with you. And today I want to talk about this new study that came out from Demand Gen Report, talking about how buyer behavior is changing in the COVID economy. And as we might expect, there is a radical shift in buyer behavior, in their expectations from us in sales and in marketing, and how they are going about making purchase decisions today. So from a high level, as you might imagine, these decisions are taking longer, adding more stakeholders, and now largely centered around shifting priorities. So if you thought this buyer's journey wasn't a straight line before, we definitely know now it is not. It moves around and it shifts. And due to the COVID economy, buyers are now reacting to shifts in their strategy, shifts in their product offering, shifts in the way they react to the marketplace. So one of the things that immediately comes to mind is the fact that I believe now that discovery is a process that needs to be fluid and needs to continue beyond just the initial conversation. We may need to double back and revalidate and do some additional discovery in subsequent calls to make sure we're still on the right path with the prospect, that they haven't shifted priorities without our knowing, and start heading down a different strategic path. So a very big key, and I think 81% of the businesses said that they are focusing on shifting challenges and priorities. It's a moving target today. So we need to make sure that we are staying in lockstep with our prospect as we go through the process, knowing that this buyer's journey could be a maze for all we know, and continuing to validate and revalidate the issues and challenges and pain points. So again, think about it now. More decision makers, longer time frames. What do we do? How can we engage? And how could we continue to be successful in sales is what we want to talk about today. Some additional profiling on this new buying behavior, which I thought was great. Again, 82% purchase decisions now based on changing needs and business priorities. 82% of customers, prospects are saying that. 77% said they're spending more time researching than ever before. So our marketing content needs to be sharp and quite a bit of good content out there. 76% are expecting more personalized engagement from the vendors, right? So again, the value of research, the value of preparation, the value of having an intelligent and strategic consultative conversation with buyers is now rising. The bar is getting higher. Buyers have no time for genericism and me-focused demos. Those days are officially over in the COVID economy, according to this study. They're using more sources than ever before. Makes sense. Very important, 71% are now doing a detailed ROI analysis. Okay, are you delivering financial justification when you put your presentation together? Do you have an ROI and a value story together? Extremely important. Can you quantify the benefits? I was talking to a customer of mine, and he had a recent meeting with a CFO at a large biotech company, and the CFO said that he will not approve anything unless A, it aligns with his strategic pillars, and B, that it needs to be at a certain internal rate of return. So deals without this are just not happening. So our ability to be able to find the challenge and tie our solution to that challenge and then show the quantifiable benefits is absolutely paramount to try and getting deals through today. And then lastly, they have more of a formal buying process, which certainly is no surprise. Additional things I found interesting in here. when the buyers are evaluating potential solution providers and the key items, the key variables that are important to them. Number one was features and functionality, 73%. 72% said pricing. 59% said reviews. 56% said ease of use. And 47% said solved a pain point. So this is very interesting, right? Because all we preach today when we talk about modern selling is identifying challenges and doing a proper discovery. But it seems like the buyers are more concerned with features, functionality, and pricing. But this shouldn't really dissuade you, because if we do an appropriate discovery, if we find that pain point and challenge, because many buyers might be just saying, you know, that they're more interested in the solution itself. We in sales need to make sure we're doing that proper discovery, and we are uncovering those challenges and those issues. And then we can, you know, gear our potential demo and pitch to those particular challenges. It doesn't mean that we just start throwing features around and we're going to be able to connect effectively with the buyer. But what it does tell me is it is difficult sometimes to get into that consultative conversation. The buyer may be looking to get beyond your questioning and get right into the demo and right into the pitch and the presentation, and you have to resist that. You have to tell them that, let's take a step back. Let me have you validate what I've learned about your organization, which I think is extremely important. Here's some additional criteria which definitely validates everything we've been saying on the Sales is King podcast and on my blog and in some of these videos. I'll put a link to my blog down below. Just launched that actually last week. It's called The New Normal, Selling in the COVID Economy. Love to have you subscribe and make some comments there. Top 5 reasons why buyers chose a particular sales rep and vendor. Number one, they just demonstrated a strong knowledge of the solution and the business landscape. The business landscape, right? Are you a strategic thinker? Do you know how your prospect makes money? Do you know their business model? Do you know what they are challenged with? Do you know what's going on with them as a company? You do that research, you come in and validate it with your discovery. But the sales reps that were able to do this effectively and understand the business and can have a C-suite type conversation are winning deals today in the new COVID economy. 65% said that the rep demonstrated a strong knowledge of our company and needs. It is absolutely unacceptable today to go into a meeting and not know all there is to know about a company. We must do the research. There are numerous sources for us to go out there. We need to know what's going on. We need to understand everything we can get from the company through the search engines, through the social channels, both company and personal, depending on who you're meeting with, through the financial reports, through the G2 reviews. We just need to put together a tremendous amount of research and then start to put our questions together, which are going to be important. 62% said the rep provided content that made it easy for us to put together a business case for purchase. Okay, there it is, guys. A business case is required. Do you have the tools? Interactive tools, mediafly.com. Check us out. We have the tools for you that do this. And our business is skyrocketing right now with requests from new customers. And I don't know if I even sell on these videos, but I want to make you aware that we can help you. 55% said the sales reps provided higher quality content. Content is key. The type of content, if it's more personalized and focused on that particular prospect issues and challenges, case studies, things like that, interactive assessments are very, very important. 54% said the timeliness of the vendor's response. We just did a blog post this week, last week. Speed Speed is one of the most overlooked advantages we have. A high percentage of the deals go to the vendor slash sales rep that respond first, that answer first. Speed of the follow-up, speed of the proposal, speed of pulling the team together. Get in and out before someone else gets there. Speed is critical, 54% agreed. 52%, the sales rep provided a better mix of content to help us through each stage of the decision-making process. Do you have content that is going to continue to move this prospect along the journey? Okay. And that's going to require various different things: research papers, white papers, business value analysis tools, case studies, videos. You're going to need this to keep the prospect moving. It's all about momentum, right? So that was a big one. And then the last one is reviews, references, and industry peers, right? If you're building up what we used to call a Rolodex, and I think many of us still do, but if you have contacts out there that can vouch for you, that you've sold to before, that you can leverage, certainly that's going to be critical to growing your pipeline and getting deals done. References and referrals from satisfied clients is key. The last thing I wanted to cover, which I found really interesting and very, very positive, was that 65% of all of the surveyed buyers thought that the sales rep met all of the needs of the members of the buying team and addressed their concerns with targeted messaging and content. I think this has gone up quite a bit from past studies where I think it was quite low. So I think we in sales are starting to improve. I think that there's still obviously room for improvement because only 65% actually fully met those requirements. But I do think it is a positive step in the right direction. So the message is that the stakes are going up. Selling is definitely getting more challenging. But the good news is if we know what we're doing, if we stay in tune with our buyer and their needs and what these surveys are telling us, we have an excellent chance of winning more business. People are doing business now, but you need to know what to do. I did a survey recently on LinkedIn, and many of you said that you were stepping up your effort. That was your COVID response, which I think is great. But I think we need to, besides working harder, we need to work smarter. We need to know what to do. We need to know where a buyer is. We need to manage the process. And we need to be in lockstep with where they are with their challenges and priorities. So good to connect. We'll be back at you soon. Have a great day. Peace.